reconnect.
You can actually
every single
play one
time.
from the beginning, like for the beginning.
What about the beginning?
This is the beginning.
Play one of those songs, maybe for the beginning.
This is the
Yeah.
Refresh.
Well, maybe not.
Let's see.
Now I get a notification. I usually don't get it. Was that?
That's you singing off.
That was me.
Oh, that's all.
You're always getting me. You always put me on blast. Okay, so we're gonna wait a few.
All right.
Tiffany Rose live now, so let me get on here and share this video.
Yep.
And we are nice and live. Okay.
Heather Reason.
What's up?
Gordon Reason.
I'm gonna start my invites.
He's gonna start his
EC
invite.
home.
EC what?
EC early with it.
EC, I just invited EC too. It's crazy.
Front
He
row
was-
seat.
Yo,
He was
Brizzo.
waiting. He was waiting.
What up?
Yo. Kevin Santiago, what's
What's up,
up?
Kevin?
Kev in the
Kevin's
building.
going back today too.
Hey,
I saw that.
Regina.
Yeah.
Regina Sanchez.
What up?
Regina Sanchez, she got married.
What?
Yeah, she was
Find
Regina
out.
Carter.
Welcome to the force.
That's Regina Jones.
Oh, my bad,
You're
Regina.
fired. You're fired.
I didn't see that.
I'm like, wait, what? She just turned
But-
Jones because she just got married too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See, but if Regina
Teresa
Sanchez tunes
Yo.
in, that's who I'm talking about. Breaking
There you
Records
go.
fan mode. This is my year. Word. Hey, Teresa. Sorry we're a little late.
Yo.
We were here, but we were getting ready. So, yeah. Let me,
Yo.
dang it. I just hit the wrong button.
All right. Heather.
I'm about to
Alright.
see.
Get that.
I'm trying to get back on the
Get
live.
that
So,
famous intro.
famous intro. Y'all already know.
I'm just reading his
Famous
comments.
You
intro.
already know what
Y'all
it
already
is.
know what it is.
Gordon's Mac Mini.
It's Gordon. They don't know what that is. Like, no, I'm kidding. That's the Bluetooth Siri voice.
Mandy.
Mandy's watching.
Hi, Ava.
What's up, everybody?
Yup.
Ava said hi, Tiff.
If I didn't know Ava was watching, I do now.
I know. EC said, what a change of events. Y'all are late and I'm on time. You were actually on our lateness, not our on timeness. You were on time on our lateness. But yeah, y'all already know, for everybody that's been following us for the past, now 14 weeks of being LlifeTalk.
Wow.
This is
14
episode
plus.
14. This is LlifeTalk.
Yep.
Oh.
And this is episode 14. And we're talking about perspective today.
Yes,
Do we have a
are.
question for the audience today?
Mason,
By the way, we
Mason.
are your hosts, Life
Yo.
Music. This is Parallel on this side, Cooley High over there. If you don't
Yo.
know who we are and you're joining for the first time, we welcome
I'm
you.
gonna pop up for air in a couple seconds.
This is Gordon.
Yep.
So we ask you to stay tuned because we always give a message and some music. But today is a special music day. So we're going to probably make y'all hold out a little bit for that.
Love
But we are going to share some music. So stay tuned.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, do we actually have a question to start off with?
Yeah,
That's
the
what I
question
said.
was, what is your New Year resolution?
Oh,
Did you make a New
yes.
Year resolution for 2018? Let us know what it is.
Yeah, and whether or not it worked out.
What's up, Romeo? Thanks for tuning in.
Was I say Rome?
What's up, Holly?
Yeah.
My sister.
What's going
Hey,
on, Holly?
Holly.
What's up, family?
What's going on, y'all?
I'm trying to catch all these people saying hi.
Did you make a New Year's resolution? If not, do you know somebody who did? You can put theirs as yours.
My New Year's resolution this year was to not make any resolutions. Ever.
Did you? So you didn't make
No,
one?
I didn't.
You did the resolution.
I did my own. I said it was
That's a-
my
that's a double
resolution
negative.
was to not make resolutions.
Holly didn't make one.
Dang.
Mandy says she don't have one.
No,
I'm still trying to finish mine from '93.
I think. I don't know many people that still do, but there are some people that have.
Yep.
I did.
So that's the question for today. What is your New Year resolution?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any? If not, have you had some before? We know how that goes.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody does keep resolutions. So we are talking about
No, some
resolution
people do.
today. Some people do.
Very few people like.
The people
I'd
who
be
are keeping their
surprised.
resolutions started last year.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So today we are going to talk about resolution, but we're not talking about the resolution in the form of a commitment to something that probably won't work out by springtime. We're talking about the resolution of perspective. I wish I had a camera, but I don't.
No.
On
You
your
don't?
phone.
I know.
No. We don't have one of them on us.
Right.
now.
So yeah, we rate cameras, or we rate camera quality by resolution, which simply means the amount of detail that the camera lens can see, because everything's measured by pixels. And then the more pixelated something looks, the less attractive, like the old Nintendo games. The games were dope though,
Right.
but they look pixelated.
Yeah.
So all big images are a compilation, a collection of smaller images. So what that means is it's the little things that produce the big things. And then it's the unseen things that produce the seen things. And that's where we're hanging out today. So the highest resolution in life is God's perspective, because he's in control of the little things. And we could stop right there.
That's it. Thanks for watching.
Absolutely.
No, I'm kidding. What's up, Brian? Brian
yeah.
Spiker.
Oh, what's going on, Brian? Talking about resolution as in perspective.
Yeah.
And that God's perspective is the highest because he sees little details. So, an example of that is, if they can see that. Can you see that's a...
Yeah, there it goes.
There
I
we
got
go.
it. There it goes. It's
Hey,
in the light.
Sash.
Can y'all
going
see
on,
that?
Sasha?
What's going on,
It's the
Sash?
eye.
Yep, that's an eye.
That's
That
an
is the eye. So
The
hold that
Illuminati
eye
eye.
nice and proud, because I'm going to point to some parts of it.
Well, it's got to be like this because of the light.
I can definitely say we
All
all
right.
have an eye because
Yeah.
we're all watching.
Let us know, Sash.
This is the
we'll make some
third
time.
eye of the black man. I'm kidding.
Oh.
This
Yes, Sash. Long overdue.
Oh, man.
is my third eye.
That looks like a white eyelid, though. There ain't no black
It's a
man.
European eye.
Say that.
Oh, no.
Third
Go
eye is
ahead.
European. No, this is the eyeball. So let's look at God paying attention to the little details in life. Look at the eye. Let me follow my notes here.
Maybe Wayne can hold it close. There,
Yeah,
see?
you
Hold it
probably
closer, but lean it down. There you go.
So if you had an eye next to a camera, you would see some similarities. The cornea, that's the film part of your eye. Like if you get an eyelash stuck in your eye, that's the part that it gets stuck to.
Man, that happened to me the other day. Seriously, it was a long one too, and I had to keep blinking until it came out. But that was scary because it was really stuck on.
Protective film.
It's amazing how that comes off of there, but it does. Yeah,
And the mucus, the eye is so disgusting up close.
yeah, it is.
The water, the mucus, the moisture that
It
is
is,
sitting
the
there to
veins.
keep things out. Yeah, the veins and all of that. And if you see somebody get poked in the eye in slow motion, everybody cringes because you can just feel it.
You're not
So-
even holding it right.
No, yeah, you're
the
good.
eye is drooping.
That's good.
You just falling asleep on the screen.
What's up, Ranisha and Ruth?
Ruth.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
So I'll slow down a little bit because I feel like people are gonna jump in
And
we're
yeah,
going with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you can see the eye, yeah, it's a little upside down, but we're working with it.
it's a lazy.
It's a lazy eye.
The paper got
But
lazy.
it's actually cool. It actually fits the message because
Yeah.
so the cornea, that film part of your eye, that's the equivalent to the lens of a camera. When your lens is dirty and you got to scratch it off, you ever do one of them things?
Oh my gosh,
You
yeah.
can get your fingerprints on it. When you cover the lens and you can't see, the cornea works the same way. The iris part of your eye, that's the color part around the pupil. The pupil is the dark part. So the iris is the color part. That is the aperture. If you're in the camera or film, the aperture of your camera controls how much light gets in the camera. So like when you dim the light or brighten it, that's called the aperture. It's pretty cool. Our eyes do the same thing naturally.
Yeah.
Both the eye, I don't know if you realize this, and a camera have the blur function.
Yes.
Because I can see this,
Yep.
and I see Tiff and Heather out of my peripheral, but they're blurred. So
Even
cameras
behind the camera,
imitate
you can
that.
see- yeah.
Everything around me is blurred. It's like what's that that effect
It's
called?
focus.
The blur effect.
The blur effect around it. What's that called?
A vignette or something
Yeah,
like that.
the vinaigrette, the
knew you were
vignette
gonna say
effect.
that.
Y'all know what I'm talking about, where you make the background blurred out. Everybody
Yeah.
does it.
Yeah,
and
it
then
has
before-
a circle.
Your
around
eye
it.
naturally
Yeah,
does
yeah,
that because
Yeah.
you can't make out everything you see on the side of you. Your
Hey, it
peripheral.
does.
I move because of the romantic effect.
Right? Ain't
That's
that
just what
cool?
they call
God
it.
put that there.
Yeah.
And
It
then
does.
the retina. The retina's in back of the eye. You can't see it unless you had to cut it open as a
Yeah.
diaphragm.
Yeah.
But the retina collects light and images like a film.
Yeah.
And that's what helps you to process. Your brain now interprets what it's seeing. So And it's true that we actually see upside down. That's why it's cool that you're seeing this backwards. We see upside
Holly's
down.
like the writing's backwards. It's not about the writing, it's about the picture.
But the brain flips it to make sense of it.
Yeah.
The same thing with a camera. That's why some of y'all might be seeing, like if you take a picture, face on, it's upside down. Cameras see upside down, and then there's a mechanism in the camera that flips it right side up.
In
That's
like
pretty
a
cool.
blink of an eye, literally.
So the camera and the camera's almost modeled after the eyeball.
It is.
God designed that. He pays attention to the little details. So, in case you just joined in, we're talking about resolution and the effect of perspective. So we see images upside down naturally. Our brain flips it to get the right perspective. Let me give Wayne's arm a break. Brother's over there getting the shakes.
Oh.
Hey, I like the visual.
Oh, was I?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, I put my arm on the armrest.
Oh,
We
you
good.
got it. Go.
Rested.
He would have held it there too the whole time. So think about that. If those images never got flipped, we would see life upside down.
Right.
Isaiah 55:8. This is the text for today. And we encourage you to read the whole chapter, and we encourage you to read that whole book, and we encourage you to read the whole Bible.
Right.
Isaiah 55:8 and 9. For my thoughts, these are God's thoughts, are not your thoughts. Neither are your ways my ways. God's thoughts are not ours. His ways are not our ways. So his thoughts and his conduct are not ours. They're higher. They're higher in elevation, and they're higher in quality as well. The person who's sitting on top of a building has a better perspective than the person who's on the ground. The person on top of a building can see two cars coming from two different angles and can tell if there's going to be a crash. The person on the ground level can only see the crash. God can see the before and the after. So his ways are higher than our ways. So his perspective is better. That's important because when we adopt God's perspective in life, even though his perspectives is better, and 9 out of 10 they might contradict with what we think is right for us. If we can agree he has a better perspective, then we can no longer argue with things that he says is not good for you because my perspective is better. You got to trust God. God's ways and his thoughts are higher than ours. That's cool to know that and to quote that and to say that. But do you trust that and do you live that out? So if God's perspectives are better because he has a higher quality, so his opinion on marriage,
Right.
his opinion on gender, his opinion on race, not even opinion, but his perspective on it, his word on it, has to be trusted as well. When we start taking God's thoughts and his ways and applying them to our life, we no longer see the images upside down. They get flipped to the right perspective.
Wow.
That's good, G.
I hope y'all got all that.
So God's word is filled with his perspectives. He's nice enough, gracious enough to share that with us. His word is filled with his perspectives. How does God think about this and that? How would God conduct himself in this situation? His word is filled with that. And
Hey, what's up, Toya?
I'm just going to throw some out there real quick. And then we're going to just shine some light on how God's perspective has changed things around for us. How we used to live upside down in a sense. And then his perspective flipped things right side up. So God's perspectives look like contradictions and paradoxes. They don't really make sense.
Yep. Saying one thing and then saying another thing at the same time.
Right.
That usually, when you look at them, you would say, well, those two things don't fit together. Like, how can it be light and dark at the same time?
Yes.
How can it be funny and sad at the same time?
Yeah. We can't compute it. But without it, again, we're like a broke camera that only sees images upside down. So here just a couple of perspectives. Number one, we become great by serving.
Become great by serving.
We live by dying.
We live by dying.
We gain by losing. We get by giving.
We get by giving.
We become wise by becoming fools. We are strong when we are weak. We have victory through our trials. We forgive instead of grudging. Because the world teaches us, you know what I'm saying, pretty much do to others as they do to you.
Right.
That type of thing. We show love to our enemies.
Woo.
And we are exalted when we're humble. That's just some.
Man.
That's
Of how-
enough to...
Those are a bunch of people might consider them cliches, but those are powerful statements.
Absolutely.
Those are perspectives from God's view that when it turns into a lifestyle, you live right side up and you see life more clearly.
Wow.
Man.
Your resolution is higher. High def.
How about the greatest will be the
HD.
least and the least will be the greatest?
Right.
Yeah.
There goes
Right,
another
right,
one
right.
right there.
First shall
There's
be
so much in
last,
there.
last shall be first.
Right.
Yeah. Wow.
So with that in place,
What's going on, Essence?
what are some of your guys' resolutions in the sense of perspectives that have been changed when you encountered the truth of God's word and adopted his perspective into our upside down life?
Talking about 360 pixel going to 1080.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
If you're
But
into
yeah.
photography, Mandy
You wanna
would
start
know.
off, Tiff?
But yeah, I don't know who wants to go first.
I'll let Tiff go.
All right,
You gonna let me go first.
Go ahead.
Why?
because we love you too.
Because the first shall be last, too.
All right.
Because you're great by serving. I'm kidding.
Okay, so my perspective was changed on decision making.
Okay.
You know how in the world a lot of people go by, just follow your heart. Your heart will never lead you astray.
Right.
Your heart, just follow it. That's
your
like
heart.
they're big on following your heart. And what I learned through the word is that the heart is deceitful.
That is a good one.
Not
That's a
to
great
follow your heart. And I'm like, what? No wonder why I was stuck in that dark relationship, because I was following what I thought
Wow.
I wanted. I
Felicia,
needed.
Talk about it, Tiff. There's so many movies based on that and songs.
Yeah,
Right, go.
well, you know what? That's where we learn it from. A lot of movies,
Exactly.
a lot of songs.
We
They
learn a
follow
lot
your
about
heart,
perspectives.
trust in yourself, like all that. But what the word says is trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not lean on your own understanding. And I was like, that's actually one of my favorite verses, because a lot of times when I'm struggling with the way that I see things, is because I'm leaning on my own understanding. So
What's up, Felicia?
What up,
a
Sincere?
lot of times when
Wow.
we follow our hearts, we can base our decisions off of our emotions or how we feel. You know, we should, you know what I mean? What makes us feel good. And sometimes what makes us feel good isn't really good for us.
Right.
Like, you know, those songs like, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right, or things like that.
Man.
Sasha,
Because they know it's wrong, but it
Love the
feels
wrong
right.
person.
Sasha said yes. Tiff.
Yeah, she saw it.
You know it's wrong, but and usually that's how humans are. Like, naturally, we want to do what's wrong because it feels right at the time.
Right.
But it's not the best decision. So don't
Right.
follow your heart, because your heart is deceitful. It will lead you astray.
Right.
I like that you
Facts.
said the scripture, trust in the Lord with all your heart. That doesn't give you any room to be the Lord of your own heart. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And trust with all
Yeah,
of your
because
heart.
False security, she said.
it is.
Yep.
Yep.
What's going on, Sister Maria?
Yes, Sash.
What's up?
Definitely.
Why-
Teresa said yes, it will.
Why that's important is because whatever informs your heart is what you'll live out. So if young men learn women are objects and they learn to use love as a means of getting what they want,
Right.
and women just fall for whoever flatters them with the nicest words or kindest acts, their hearts have been informed that is what love looks like. So when we give our whole heart to God, he puts new information in there and gives you a higher perspective of what love looks like. So women can stay away from dudes who ain't good, and then men can stay away from women who ain't good. So your heart needs a new information. Needs new information. Needs a better perspective.
And you'll know, like, how you'll know the difference if you're making a decision off of your feelings, or the right decision is if it's lining up with the word. Like, if you are making a decision and you're looking in the word and saying, like, okay, like, I think this is going to be a good decision, or if you're just going off of your emotions and how you feel, like, you'll know the difference.
Right.
Because people, you know, at one point I thought, like, okay, then how do I know if I'm making a decision off of my emotions? But I mean, by this point I do.
Right.
So you'll know by reading your word.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And your emotions change. What you feel in the moment 10 minutes later could be different.
Right.
It's so unstable. So you need something stable. And I always say your emotions should follow the facts or the reality of the situation. So.
Yeah.
And especially with women.
Yeah.
'Cause we can go off of our emotions a lot.
What'd you say, Chip?
She ain't gotta say it again.
Y'all can say that in unison.
No.
Yeah, can y'all say that in the one accord?
You know what?
Yes, especially with
Now
women,
we're getting
though, we
emotional.
Stop, you're over here hyping me up.
Now we're getting emotional.
I'm gonna take over the whole live, like.
What's going on, brother? No, that is good stuff. She said good stuff, Tip. That was Sasha.
Yep.
And Felicia co-signing. Yeah, I definitely co-signing that one.
Yeah, we have to think of what's true versus how we feel at the moment. Like, okay, what's true? Because I can have a whole attitude with my husband because of something that's going through my mind. And he's like, what's wrong with you? Like, what the heck did I do? And I'm like accusing him of these things he didn't even do because I'm going off of my emotions.
Right.
So like,
It lies
we
to
gotta
you.
look at what's true and how we feel, and like if it's lining up. Like, okay, are my feelings like?
Sup, China?
Does it have to do?
Sincere.
Hi, in China.
Brooklyn.
Oh, is that in China?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brooklyn's in the house. He said facts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my little perspective that I.
No, that's what's up.
That's a
One of them, at least.
resolution for you right there.
Yeah.
No, that's a
My resolution
big
though
one.
for this year was to lose weight. Sorry, it's gonna be, but I want to see like progress. Like I don't want to say it and not do it. So
I think it even goes further than losing weight, because with losing weight, the steps that you're taking, it's looking at everything. It's looking at making smarter decisions, realizing when to say no, realizing things that you did in the past you can't keep on continuing to do.
Right.
You're repenting from your unhealthy habits. So all of those unhealthy habits that you're trying to kick, it's repentance
Thank you,
from
Teresa.
those.
Which
habits.
repenting is a change of the mind.
Exactly.
Really?
Change of
Yeah.
So
perspective.
losing weight is a mental
It's a-
state before
yeah.
it's a physical one.
Right.
and that's what like I've been allowing God to show me certain things about my eating habits, when I'm craving and why I'm craving. And I've actually been reading this book, really good book. It's called Made to Crave. And she's
Wow.
she's like, this girl's like, she lost like 30 pounds, but she uses scripture and how she she's able to fight against it now. Like, it's really good.
Right.
So yeah, it's been like 2 weeks now.
Teresa said you
Going
were
strong.
Gorgeous, too.
I know, I saw that. Thank you, Teresa.
I know, we yell at her too, don't worry.
I can be too hard on myself sometimes.
It's true. They say how you do one thing is how you do everything.
That's right.
So if you indulge in one area, you probably indulge in everything. If you have discipline in one area, like Wayne is saying, it's going to be a domino effect.
Yeah.
If you can get up at a decent time, if you can say no to sweets, then you could probably say no to other things you don't need. So at some point in your life, you develop a discipline that's going to impact every other area of your life.
I
Right.
can't see what's on.
She said with losing weight, discipline is what the goal is. What the goal is to achieve.
And sometimes you got to be disciplined. Maybe
Is the
losing,
goal to achieve? She put
Yeah,
it.
it's the
So
discipline.
is the
So
main
whenever
part.
you get disciplined
Sash.
you can discipline your weight. You can discipline.
Right.
I like how Scripture says a man who can control his tongue can control his body. That's crazy. But think about it.
And
When we use our body for things we shouldn't, what happens before that happens? It's what we say.
right.
Yeah.
You smooth talk, or you lie to someone, or you deceive someone. If you can control,
Right.
and it talks about how the tongue is small, but it controls everything. So controlling something small, like your appetite physically, can help you control other areas. So that's what's up. That's the
Yeah.
big picture of it.
Even a step
That's where
further
it
with
goes.
that, one of the requirements of being in certain levels of leadership in the church, you have to be able to manage your own family before you can try to manage the church. That's what's lacking a lot of times today. People trying to be, in leadership at churches, and it's like, wait a minute, what's your family looking like? What's your home life looking like? Managing the small, taking care of the bigger problems. That seems to be a pattern in the Christian life.
Yeah.
Right.
The small things do matter.
The small pixels, right?
Right.
Little steps to the big
pixels.
picture. Little pixels to the big picture. Yeah, all that stuff. Mine was just simply I touched. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you guys are watching right now, our question to you was, does anyone have any New Year's resolutions? If you do, go ahead and write them in the comment section. We encourage you to throw whatever you want to talk about in that comment section. Did you guys have any New Year's resolutions? If you did, go ahead. Let us know what they are.
Yep. And the resolutions we're talking about today are perspective, like a camera. Each camera has a different resolution. So the bigger the resolution, the better you see things. And we're talking about seeing life clearly through God's perspective, since He has the highest resolution. So, who's up?
Gordon mentioned in the beginning God's perspective on marriage, and because I've been married for almost 13 years.
13 years next month.
My example comes from that, and it was the simple fact that marriage is not going to complete me.
Right.
I used to think that...
I told her that on day one.
No. I used to think that just getting married is going to fix everything, because I had my heart broken one too many times. But literally, when I was 16, I said a prayer. I didn't have a relationship with Jesus, but I knew there was a God. I literally said a prayer that I'm going to meet my husband, and it was a selfish prayer because I wanted to be happy. And I thought it was all about me and my happiness. And I thought getting married... it's gonna fix everything. So we're married, now what? We're bumping heads. When we made it right, things started going wrong. And so I literally met Jesus through my husband, but I discovered myself when I met Jesus. So what I found out was I was a very selfish person.
I told her that on the first day.
Learning through. Listen,
Okay.
learning through the word, the role of a husband and a wife, and the purpose for marriage changed everything for me. Because, like Tiff said, like, the world doesn't give you a brochure on how to conduct a marriage. The world doesn't have a handbook that's effective for sustaining a marriage. It's break up to make up. It's every R&B song is, if he does you wrong, total his car, whatever, burn his clothes, whatever. And that doesn't work. That makes things worse, if anything. And divorce doesn't work either, if there's grounds for that. But if you just want to run because you're just led by your emotions, like we said over there, that's just not going to happen. So when I found out marriage is literally a fight, it's literally it's becoming selfless. It's sacrifice. Love is in a marriage is all those things. And I didn't learn that from my husband. I learned that from Jesus' love for me. So when I discovered how he sees me, how he loves me, and the purpose for marriage being viewed through the lens of, the bride, Jesus and the church, that really changed my perspective, on marriage. This marriage isn't for us. What God has for me is for me. No, what God has for you is for someone else.
Hey.
And that's my resolve. Like, what God has for me to be married is not for me. It's not to make me happy. It really isn't, because that runs out. The first thing, you say wrong, we're going to fight. So it can't be about that. It can't be about my happiness and just getting what I want and just, but there's got to be a purpose for it.
Hey, bro.
There's got to be a striving together. There's got to be a fighting together. There's got to be a working together. And we've learned a lot of things, and we still have a long way to go. But that's my example of perspective and God's perspective, through marriage.
Wow.
It changes when you really submit your ways to the Lord. Like, it changes your whole perspective. Like,
everything
on work, how you're a friend to other people, everything. How you parent.
Everything. And there was too many to choose from, but that's what I pulled out the archives. So
5 years and counting to be a better wife, mother, fitness to love others unconditionally, to grow spiritually.
I don't know if it's Felicia or Renisha, so please state your name.
That's Renisha right now.
Yeah, that's Renisha.
Oh, 5 years. Yeah. Okay.
That's what's up.
Because she hacked her phone.
So I'll piggyback off of what she's saying. In marriage, we're coming up on 13 years
Woo!
of God's grace.
13.
Coming up on 13 years of breaking stereotypes. You know, I had to learn to celebrate that and to make a big deal out of the little things because.
When's the anniversary?
Actually, about
February 2nd.
What? That's
Yeah.
in like a couple weeks.
That's in, yeah.
So we're gonna
13 years.
need babysitters.
February 2nd will be
So we
13
one year we forgot our
years.
anniversary.
We'll have been together for
What up,
15.
Ray?
That's half of my life.
Wow,
Yeah,
Wayne and I are
even-
going on 3.
Yeah, well,
Hey, that's all right.
yeah.
Ain't nothing compared to y'all.
You gotta get to
Y'all
3
gonna
to
learn
get
some
to 13.
things.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Each
You gotta
year is a
start
different
small.
challenge.
Yep. Small
So
pictures.
the biggest thing that my perspective changed about marriage through the Word of God was breaking down the cliche. It's 50-50. She does her half, I do mine. That's not true. And then I
I
thought,
get half of your money? You get half of
what's
mine?
half of it? What's half of 13 cents? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you break out the calculator apps.
Oh, man. Okay.
And then I was told,
Actually, 7.5.
and I understand the points of this, but God's wisdom is higher than man's wisdom. Then I was told, no, it's 100. She gives 100%. I put in 100%. I'm like, I like that. But again, God's wisdom is higher than man's wisdom. It's not 100%. Because if I put in 99%, then that's not going to help. That will require me to be at 100% every time.
Right.
Can you have
So
200%?
if it's 50-50, then she only has to be at 50%. Where's her other 50% going?
Right.
Right?
Right.
That leaves room for something else. So in God's perspective, it's 0-0. Why? Because we're made one flesh. God doesn't see marriage as this Mr. and Mrs. You're one. So if I'm putting in 100% in my prayer life, in my reading life, in my event, whatever it might be the case, and she's putting in 75, God's not cool with that. No, you go scoop your wife up and y'all get on the same page. Just like Wayne was saying about leadership. You can lead the youth group. You can lead the men's group or the young adults, but you can't lead at home.
Right.
God's not impressed with that. He wants to be impressed when you and wife or you and husband work together. So 0-0 means we are both equal and totally dependent on God.
At the same starting point.
At the same starting point. So that I don't have an expectation list that she's going to fail, and then she doesn't have one that I'm going to fail.
That
So
ship
that's
has sailed.
one of the biggest.
You
Yeah.
definitely had an expectation list.
Everybody comes in with expectations.
Absolutely.
And whether we
You're not
learn that
human if you don't.
from songs, from our environment growing up,
Right.
even from church.
I didn't see a biblical marriage growing up. So what is that? Like,
I want
we're married
my man
now,
to be
what?
like
There
this.
should be a show called We're Married
Right.
Now.
I want my
what?
woman to cook like that, to look like that. I want
You know
my
what I'm
man to
saying?
speak like that.
Right.
Those are expectations.
Yep.
You start 0-0. When we make our vows biblically,
Yeah.
it's not towards each other. It's a vow towards God.
Right.
We're taught that I'm promising you to be there through thick and thin and through sickness, and I can't keep those promises. We promise as one flesh before God that, Lord, we'll use your strength to help us get through those hard times. That's why people get divorced, because they never included God in the marriage anyway. How does God run out of options to save your marriage?
Man.
If he was never included in it to begin with, that would
Yeah.
make sense. So, yeah, that's what I...
And now Felicia's here. Hey, Felicia. So
Y'all need...
she got on her own phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Y'all need to
Rainisha.
resolve to...
So we got Felicia and Nisha together.
But yeah, that's my ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anybody has an example like that, they want to share it.
How did God change your perspective?
Yeah.
What are some perspectives
Something you believed or
that
thought
God has changed?
that God
through His word?
make crystal clear to
Yep.
you? Yeah.
So,
Wings up.
when me and G were originally talking about this, I was thinking, man,
Man, you're quiet.
resolutions,
I don't like
You just
it.
got mad quiet.
We're gonna talk about
resolutions.
tattoos.
So
like when you
somber.
quiet like that.
Hey, you supposed to be loud and hype.
real.
You're the
Maybe
closest
his
to the camera.
perspective changed about being loud and
I
hype.
know.
Right,
It turned his
right.
hat
Why
around.
can't my
I don't know
perspective?
what's
What if
going
my
on.
what if my
I-
resolution was to just be quiet?
I don't like it.
My
You're not gonna be
resolution was
quiet.
That's impossible for you to keep, though. We're going to fail that right away. Oh, no.
Yeah, so when we were talking, first couple thoughts I was thinking was, man, thinking, changing, and like all of this, the differences that we push for. How do we change? We change whenever we change our worldview. Right? Christ comes in. He doesn't just change our thoughts, but he changes our worldview, which is our thoughts on everything.
Right. That's right.
So then I started looking up like, okay, let me look into this a little bit. And I realized a good worldview has to offer a consistent way of living that deals with all aspects of reality.
That's right.
So it can't just deal with like the religious part of it or like even ethics, just the ethical part of it.
That's right.
It has to deal with all parts of reality.
All of it.
So your ways of thinking, your whole system of thinking has to deal with everything that's going on in reality.
That's right.
In order for it to be a good worldview, in order for it to be consistent. So my question to myself was, and maybe this is for you guys, does my worldview do this? Does it deal with everything? Does it deal with all parts of it? Does my worldview deal with all parts of reality, or does it just deal with the church part of it? Does it just deal with the social injustices that are being done wrong right now? You know what I'm saying? Does my worldview only deal with me being black? Does it just deal with me being Christian? Does it just deal with me being a father?
Talk about it.
Come on, honey.
Because if
Now you're
it
talking.
doesn't deal with these things, then I'm going to be forced at some point or the other, to abandon my worldview and have to adopt another person's worldview.
Whoa.
To fill in for the lack
I see a lot of that right
that's
now.
happening with my own worldview.
Right.
And that's the compromise. That's where the shortcomings come in. That's why we have a lot of people that they call themselves Christians, but they also have a worldly worldview at the same time.
Right.
It's like they think Christian on this topic, but then they think like the rest of the world on this topic.
Right.
Preach.
Because
That's
their
right.
worldview in their own mind is not able to address what's going on with cops killing the killing the blacks.
Right.
So it's like, all right, I'm a Christian, and my Christian worldview only deals with the church stuff. It doesn't deal with the injustice. It doesn't deal with the rape. It doesn't deal with the drugs. It doesn't deal with any of the other stuff that's going. It just kind of
Something
deals
off.
with the Bible part of it.
Yeah, he said
All-
abortion.
You know what I'm saying? It only deals with certain
Touch 'em
parts.
all.
So what happens when my worldview doesn't address those issues and it's not sufficient? Then I gotta adopt someone else's worldview, and then I'll just become a follower
Right.
of the world at that point, and no longer a follower of Christ. Right?
It's so important. Yeah.
There's an old Chinese proverb that says, "If you want to know what water is, don't ask the fish." Don't ask the fish what water is.
Because they
Like
won't
that.
answer you. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Because the thought of water might not ever cross their mind. They were born into the water.
Yeah.
They lived in the water their whole life.
Right. I like that.
They never really thought of what it's like to live without the water.
Right.
They're just immersed with it. They're just, you see, you have to step outside of it at one
going
point.
too deep.
I'm sorry. I had to
Chinese
do
proverb
it.
is you touch
I
the
had to
guy.
do it. So if you want to know what water is, don't ask the fish. Don't ask the fish.
So
Your
if you want to know what
worldview,
church is,
right? You
Don't
have
ask.
to be able to. My whole point of this is that you have to be able to address all parts of reality with your way of thinking. If it doesn't, then you're gonna lack, and you're gonna hit a wall in your walk with Jesus. You're gonna hit a wall, and so you have to keep on searching the scriptures. You have to keep on seeking God.
Your story is full.
Why is it saying that though?
It's your
I don't know.
story. I don't know.
You're gonna have to keep on seeking God for Him to give you clarity. And if you don't keep on seeking God, then guess what? You're gonna have to go somewhere else. You're
just
gonna have
can't-
to go to a new fountain.
you just can't stop at the fact that you're saved,
Yeah,
sanctified,
no.
and filled with the Holy Ghost. You
Right,
gotta.
right.
No, you gotta find
Right,
that
right.
worldview that addresses all of those things right there. And I honestly believe there's only one consistent worldview, and that's the one that comes from having the mind of Christ. Having the mind of Christ. So what's a Christian worldview? A Christian worldview is not just one's personal faith expression, and it's not just a theory. It's an all-consuming way of life. You can apply it to all areas in your life.
All-purpose cleaner.
The essence the nature of serious Christian worldview thinking is bringing every thought captive to the lordship of Jesus Christ in order to serve
He took it there, guys.
and edify others.
Yeah, that's right.
The whole point, the whole goal, the whole aim of having the mind of Christ is to serve God and to serve others.
That's it.
So having this worldview, you're going to be a servant of God. You're going to be a servant of others. And you're going to be able to look someone in their eye and say, I know what's going on in this area of life, and I have an answer for you.
Jesus is your answer.
I know there's a problem going on, and I have the answer. And we're going to be able to point them to Christ because our worldview deals with everything that's going on, and it doesn't just deal with the church part of it. So, can I get into just a couple of mine very briefly? My resolutions, things that have changed along my Christian walk, right? Yeah. Things that I thought I was looking at the right way, and then Christ came in and changed my worldview and made me look at it in a different light. In the area of parenting.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
But it didn't catch up to you yet, but go ahead.
All right, so parenting. Growing up, I was always taught to give my child everything and make my child the reason that I live. Right?
Yep.
Aren't we always taught that growing up? I'm going to give my child everything. Everything that I never had. I'm going to be the best parent. And guess what? My child is going to be the reason why I'm living.
Yeah.
And that sounds great.
There's people like that now.
That sounds great. But when your joy is in your children, it runs out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's be real here. Those of us that are parents know the reality of that. So then I had to learn that it was more than just disciplining my child, more than just keeping them in line. It's about discipleship, teaching them to follow Jesus, helping them learn what God's will is. And then as I continue to walk in that worldview, I realized this, is that my marriage and my personal walk will be one of the greatest teachers of this right here. Not just trying to teach them verbally or through the scriptures what it looks like to follow God's will.
That's right.
But they're going to be able to see it in my own life.
Yeah.
So my worldview is going to show through my actions. And it's going to be one of the strongest teachers of my worldview to my children.
That's right.
To my students, in essence.
Hey,
see?
Holly.
Yep.
When it came to work, I'm sure you guys can relate to this. Growing up, always thought, clock in, clock out, all about a paycheck, making sure I get the recognition that I deserve.
Yep.
Right? I'm there to clock in and clock out, get my money, and make sure that I'm getting praised and getting promoted for all the stuff that I'm doing. I deserve that promotion. I deserve that raise. I deserve all that.
It's trying to clear up.
Then, as I walked into this Christian worldview, I realized that I need to love others as myself, respect my boss. I'm going to say that again. Respect my boss. And serve others like I serve Christ.
That's right.
So the way that I serve others should reflect on how I would serve Christ.
That's right.
My thankfulness needs to show. My integrity needs to show because Christ sees all and knows all. And I should do without expecting a reward now because I'm promised much greater.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Yeah.
All of these things I had to learn as I walked into this Christian worldview. It wasn't just about me, but it became about serving God and serving others.
Right.
And last but not least, and this is just keeping it nice and brief, is dealing with my finances and my goals in life. Right? Dealing with my finances and my goals in life. I used to think I should just get money, spend it on me and mine, and it's my money. You understand me? It's my money, not yours. It's mine. What do I want? What do I want to buy? What do I want to do with my money? Right? How can I have my best life now?
Yeah. Well.
Am I pushing buttons? How can I have my best life now?
Right.
That's what the ultimate question was. Looking at finances and all the goals I had for life and everything, how am I going to be able to live the best life right now. And then I realized when I walked into this Christian worldview, it's not my money.
Nope.
It's not my money, right? Because I actually belong to Christ. And if I belong to Christ, I'm a servant of the King, then I should be about my King's business. Right? So it's not about my money, my goals, my wants, my desires. It's about what He wants. How can I help others? How can I pay my bills and deal with the needs that I have right now? Right?
Yeah.
But more importantly, what does Christ want me to do? And what does He want for me? What does Christ want me to do? And even further than that, what does He want for me? Because we can make a whole list of what we want for ourselves. But what does Christ want for us? What does He want us to do, and what does He want for us? And so I had to ask myself these questions. I had to ask the Lord these questions. I had to get into this because I didn't want my worldview to just deal with how I should spend my money. I wanted it to deal with, why should I spend it? What should I spend it on? How should I spend it?
Yeah.
What should I do with my life? My career is my goal. My career, my goals, or my dreams that I've had, are they in line with Christ? Are they in line with what Christ wants for me? I had to ask myself all of these things. And then I came to that point, and I'm still coming to that point. Let me not make it seem like I'm there and I'm perfect. Christ is still changing my worldview.
We ain't never going to get there until...
But in order to live consistently, if I want any type of consistency in my life, I know that I'm going to have to seek after God. And I'm going to have to ask Him these hard questions. I can't just, look online for, answers on how I should be spending my money every month and everything. I really have to seek God and ask Him to help me.
That's right.
Help this mind of Christ that I'm asking for, right? This mind of Christ that I'm desiring for. Help it to be inside of me. And how do I keep on growing in the mind of Christ? How do I keep on growing in the ways of Christ? It's that Christian worldview that I keep on seeking for. And I don't mean just religious or like churchy worldview. I don't mean that. I hope you guys understand what I mean by Christian. When I say Christian, and I really have to, nowadays it's a shame that you even have to define this. But when I say Christian, I mean Christ-like. Having the mind of Christ. Having the mind of Christ, a biblical mind state. Keep on praying for that, guys. Keep on.
Wow.
That was excellent. Yep.
Amen.
So we just shared. Feel free to share in the comments. We did start off by asking, what are your New Year's resolutions? Like losing weight, getting a better job, saving more money. Those are the things we try to tackle every year. But we're talking about resolution as the highest perspective, like on a camera. The higher the resolution, the more clear you see. How has God's perspective through His Word made you see things in life more clear? Right. Like Wayne shared, a biblical Christ-like perspective or worldview, how you view the world, not how you just view certain things about the world. So you can't spiritualize everything. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of pixels in the world, per se. Yeah. Marriage, money, family, friends, job, career, health, all of that, relationships, everything. Social injustice, racism, poverty, the poor, crime, all of that.
Right.
What does God have to say about that? Because He has the vantage point. He has the best view of it. He sees all of it. And He's in control of all of it. So when we line our thoughts up, matter of fact, the Bible doesn't tell us to line our thoughts up with God. It tells us to cast ours down and pick His up. How is God and His Word allowing you to see things more clear and more better? Put that in your comments, because somebody else needs to see what life looks like when we submit our thoughts and our ways to God. And I do like what you pointed out. God's thoughts are higher in His ways, His lifestyle. So it's not just thought. If it just stays in your head, it's philosophy. They need to see it. We need to walk it out. They know we're saved and we have faith and all of that. But what does that look like on the day-to-day basis? Yeah, just like saying you're going to the gym sounds good. And posting it on Facebook sounds great, but are you in the gym? Can you? Is somebody going to accidentally catch you in the gym? Not when you post it, but when you're not posting and they see that's your life
They see the
it's a
results
part of your
of it.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You should see the results if you're going to the gym all year.
Yeah.
Just telling us, that's one thing.
Right.
Let us see the fruits of that. So
Right.
that's right.
Yes,
I don't think it's
absolutely.
fair that when somebody finds out you're a Christian, they're automatically turned off because of the reputation of the church.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So now you have to show it.
Yeah.
Now you have
We
to
deal
show
with
that you're
struggle a
not
lot.
that kind of Christian that people assume is Christianity. Like,
Yeah.
it really has a bad rep right now. And
Josh, we got to see the fruit.
yeah, we gotta see
and
the
fruit is character.
Yeah.
Fruit is not just telling somebody I'm saved or I'm Christ-like. They should be able to notice it if they're around you enough, or if you're around them enough. They should be able to know it. It's not something we have to convince people of.
Right,
It should come out. It should be second nature
right.
or new nature. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. That was a
Yep.
good perspective this time.
When you mentioned
Shine
parenting,
some light on
there's somebody I talked to a moment ago, single parent, and they were like, my child is my world, and I was like, that's a small world.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. You can't make your child your world. They don't have what it takes to sustain you.
Right.
Your child needs you. I understand what you're saying, but see, if it
Yeah.
only stays in your head, it becomes a philosophy, not a reality. Your child cannot be your world. In fact, they need you.
Right.
You don't need
You're
your child.
their world. That's
Exactly.
pretty much
So
what it is.
what world are you providing for your child?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They need you to be on point,
right.
because that child's going to grow up one day.
Come
So-
here, kids. No.
Yeah, right,
So
right.
it's those,
What's up,
what
Ty?
Tyler? So it's those little things,
Thailand.
Hey.
those little pixels that
Yeah.
when we allow God's word to zoom in on them and get God's perspective, it makes a clearer picture of the bigger picture.
Right.
Amen to that.
I love that fish proverb because I
Yeah.
heard in another version there was two fish swimming upstream, and one of the fish was like, what would happen if we jumped out of the water and went on land? What do you think's up there? And the other fish was like, what's water?
Right. What's
They
water?
were so immersed in water, they didn't understand they were actually in water.
Mm.
And so the same thing could be of Christians. We're so in the church, and we know church front and back, and we know to run around the altar, and we know our trigger words, fire and anointing and season and fruit. But then when it comes to the rest of the world, like we like to say, you can be filled with the Spirit, but can't fill out a resume. Like something's off.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you need to broaden your perspective.
yeah.
It says in Luke chapter 2 that Jesus grew in 4 areas. He grew in stature, that's physically.
Stature.
He grew in wisdom, that's intellect.
Wisdom.
He went to school. He grew in relationship with man, and he grew in relationship with God. So that's the mental, that's the spiritual, that's the physical, that's the natural. Those are all the realms that he grew in. A holistic approach, a broader perspective. That's how you impact the world. So it's like, well, I don't care. I don't know what's going on in the world. I don't talk about politics. I don't talk about what's going on in science. Well, then your influence is limited because your perspectives are limited.
Oh, your perspectives are limited.
We just can't praise break because we don't have no other answers. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Teresa, where are you running? Because I want to run with you.
She wants to run a 5K and complete her first 5K in March.
Those are some
Yeah, she said
good
my New
Year
Year's resolutions are
Yes.
be positive, let
Oh.
the Lord into my life and my kids, and complete my.
What is
I'll
that?
do NBA
Is it the
2K 2018? I'll do
Race
that.
Against Racism?
Is there a weed
How
race?
come? No, I'm not even going to sing that. I'm not even going to. Nope.
Oh
You
my!
can joke my tongue.
Oh no!
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say
the
it.
color
I'm gonna
run.
say it. This is LlifeTalk.
Oh my gosh!
Every time I've seen a race against racism event, it is filled with white folks.
Oh
Where are the black people at running against race? They said
well, yeah.
race.
Is it for or against?
I'm not knocking it. It's
No,
just.
but what? That would
it's
make,
not race for racism.
I'm saying, is it for?
Is it free?
It's free, but I'm saying.
No, she's talking about the color run.
Oh, I
I
understand
seen
the
that.
purpose of it, but I don't. Raising awareness is not a solution.
No, yeah, no.
It's
not.
just telling us what we already know. What's the solution? Let's
Right.
run around,
Right.
and hopefully that will. I don't know what that's going to do.
That will draw
Maybe if we
attention.
run fast enough, like the Flash, we can go back in time and change things.
It'll go away.
Or I don't know. maybe if the white folks are in the sun long enough, they would get melanin. I don't understand. I don't know. All I know is raising awareness is not raising the solution.
Wayne just shook the camera.
Listen, there's social injustice. Listen, it's been in place for years. There's systematic oppression. What should we do? Mm-hmm. Let's pick a nice warm day. Let's get the same T-shirts. Let's run around the block.
A big block, though.
I'm sorry. I'm off topic, but yeah.
Rainisha said...
That's like Christians doing a race against sin. Like, if we put on the same shirt...
He said he was done. I thought she was
and,
done.
I'm
think
done.
about it. Like, what would that do?
Oh
Let's
my God.
run around to bring awareness that there's
I don't
evil in the
know.
world.
I don't know what they actually accomplished there, though.
They
Did
make
they
money.
raise money?
That's it. They make
And
money
where does that
from
money
it.
go?
Where does the money go?
You can't pay racism. I don't get it.
They
Anyway,
do it every year,
Does it
too.
go?
I know.
Right, Josh.
Clearly.
Right, Josh.
Run the race.
It
We
might
are
not
in
be
the race.
working if they do it every year.
We're in a walk race. Shoot. Run a race for Christ.
Right.
Maybe if we run fast enough past someone.
I love running.
I don't know.
So it's the
Teresa,
non-racist.
yo, I would
Get
cry
out of
if
shape.
I see you finish.
It would be
run
the
past
would it
that
be the
finish line.
non-racist people that are running or the actual racist people?
No, the racist people don't run, so it ain't working.
I'm saying,
No,
it's the
Teresa,
non-
it's not. I think he's just talking about.
Run a race for Christ.
Don't
She
listen to me at this
she said running is a good thing for someone
Yeah.
that had trouble walking.
Walking.
I know.
Oh,
That's why
absolutely.
I was about to cry when I
Oh,
saw
we
that.
are.
That's
Yeah,
Definitely
oh,
all
God,
for
that's
running.
what's up. But it made me think, we used to live on Fulton Street, so whenever they did the race for
Why did it go
racism,
off? Did we go off or
it
something?
came down our block.
No, it's
No, my phone be.
And I would just remember always seeing these random bright colored shirt. A lot of them were white folks, and it was race against races. Like, and I'm like, is that really doing anything? Or they're already in.
the
They
race
already
itself,
run
no.
races anyway. They're all in shape. The black people in the back because they're out of shape. They just
Right.
Yeah.
they just had a fellowship the night before. And they had collard greens, and so they can't finish the race against racism. And
Either way, Teresa, you should try.
it's like
You should try it.
I don't know.
Might be running. Yeah.
You
I
can
would
walk.
love.
You
I
can
would love
walk
to
it.
do
Yeah,
that
I
with
ain't
you.
running no 5K.
You can walk it. You can skip it. It's whenever you get done. But you can, yeah.
What did Nisha say
That's
to?
just
Nisha's,
No.
yeah.
I'm ranting.
She said, I've been praying the same, God's perspective.
Right.
And she said, I had a revelation this past week about myself, letting go of things that will hinder my growth in God, saying no to things that look good, letting the word be my anchor, and fear God comes with wisdom. Proverbs 1:7, the fear of God is the beginning of knowledge, the foolish despise wisdom and instruction.
That's right.
Amen. So that's
That is
a
right.
Yep.
daily resolution.
Yeah, running is healthy though.
Yeah.
I gotta get
Oh,
back
yeah.
in shape
I
to
used to
run.
be like.
I thank goodness we're on a walk.
Right.
I used
For
to
Christ,
love
not a
running.
run.
You want to know how out of
We're
shape
in a
you
walk.
are? Run.
Any other New Year's resolutions out there?
We are in a walk.
That's the question for you
Yeah,
guys
we're on a
that are
walk
watching
Yeah.
this.
Marathon.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions? If
Yeah.
you do, throw them in the comment section. We'd like
Yeah.
to know.
No.
Nado, perfect
No.
timing that you get on.
Stay. I don't know.
Stay
Are you
on the
Maribel?
ride.
Is it Maribel or is it?
You dressed up.
Are you
Probably the one here real
If you're,
quick.
yo, yeah.
Is
yeah,
it
you gotta
Nato
stay
or
on.
is it
Wow.
Maribel? And Juan.
Juan
what's up?
Castro
Yeah,
and
make
Sonia
sure
Paban.
Not
Oh.
No,
all
it said,
Mary
do you
Bell.
want to tag her?
Oh, I'm about to say Mama's on here. All right.
I feel you, Josh. I gotta get in shape. But listen, my brother, round is a shape.
Right.
Don't let nobody tell you nothing. Don't let
Yo,
nobody tell you nothing different.
Nado.
Oblong
Oh,
is a shape.
Nado.
No, we
it is
can't.
him.
We can't.
Why not? Oh, but at least keep him there.
Because it's
Listen,
gonna cut
this
our
is the
camera
music
short.
portion of the
It's only
show.
one of us.
So those that are still with
Yeah.
us,
Don't
don't go nowhere.
get in shape for health. But
Yeah, I was
oval
gonna
is a
say.
shape. My
No,
brother.
if you run for like, if you give it a good 2 weeks, you'll notice a difference in your running.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
seriously.
yeah,
like,
it's-
I ran the first week, I was like, yo, I can't do this.
Now
By the
he's
second
there with
week,
Josh.
I was like, I can do this. And
Are you
then,
ready with that?
like, it
Yeah.
it takes a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
I tell my wife all the time, I got the body of a god.
Oh gosh.
Buddha, you know what I'm saying?
Teresa, we got to get that to you.
Oh.
So where's my
man.
CD?
Okay, so
Oh, yeah,
you want to
yeah,
tell
yeah.
them what we're about to do?
So,
If you guys are watching right now, hit the share button. This is the part where we're gonna do the music part. This is where we try to share
you
this
just
message
tuned in,
to as
you
many
missed
people as we can.
Everything.
If you guys have been watching over the last couple weeks, we've been consistently going live and just bringing a message, but at the same time, we've been also sharing music. This is the part where we share music. So,
Life music.
Right now we're going to be talking about the new CD that we just came out with. It's a compilation of life music.
Talking
That's
about
who we are.
What's up, April?
This is a compilation.
So all of us, including Nado, who is live with us right now.
April still got to get hers. I'm putting you on blast.
Yep.
But if you have not reserved your copy, I mean, they're selling like...
Yeah. They're
selling.
$10.
$10
And
CD.
it comes with, 12 songs? I mean, it's... That's a deal you can't... You can't get a better deal than that.
Hit one of us up.
It supports the ministry that we do. It keeps things flowing in. It helps us to help people that can't afford to pay for it. So it always is going to a good cause. It's not...
Right.
Trust me, we paid more money than we're making.
Absolutely.
That's how it goes, yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're not local, we will mail it to you. We just shipped out 3 of these things, so it's possible. We can do it.
We can do it PayPal.
We will do it. You can pay via PayPal or lifemusic.net.
All that. It's $10.
She said, my CD is free.
Her CD is free?
Oh, yeah, let me find what CD
you got. A CD, Nisha?
You got one for free, Nisha? It's my
It's her own CD.
Right.
Not this one. This one not free.
So what we thought we would do, just give you guys a little taste of what you could possibly hear.
That's right.
If you get your hands on it.
Yep.
And shout out to Nado. We will be playing some of your stuff too. So.
Yes.
Josh, I'm gonna connect with you, Josh.
Yes. So without further, I ain't gonna do this.
This is like a little release concert,
little listening session. Let us know what you guys think. And if you want it, let us know. Mm-hmm. Don't use the money for fried chicken, G.
I can't promise you not a dang.
He already did. No, I'm kidding.
Don't use it.
No, I'm not kidding. But so this is track.
Yep, hit us up if you like what you hear.
What's up? Minister Tiff, yes, you know where we at. We got you.
I'm gonna hit you up, Tiff.
I forgot to text. I did say I was gonna text her, but then I had stuff to do. Sorry, but
So what we got first? The first actual track, we got that heat from Nado. This song is called No.
So you want me to skip a little bit of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just jump right in.
All right, let me.
Just giving you all a preview. That's all.
Little tiny clip.
No snippet.
Salt in.
What up, Salt?
What's up, Salt?
This should be playing right now. Alright, here we go.
I can't put out last fire.
And because I got it on blast.
You hear the clapping coming from the church choir.
What?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. We ain't clap like whoa. That your thing is like whoa. You don't ever know.
Where is Ava?
We ain't clap like whoa. That your thing is like
dancing?
you don't ever know. This house belongs to the Lord.
Sorry, that's my speaker.
This house belongs to the Lord.
Y'all know this. He performed this live.
Never let the fire in your heart burn out. Devil's dressed like a fireman, trying to extinguish it out. He's like an evil farmer planting seeds of doubt. We hallelujah, praise, scream, and shout.
Yeah.
Whoa. We
That's
hallelujah,
it.
praise, scream,
That's
and shout.
it.
Hey, that's Nado. That's our brother Nado.
Fuego.
Yes.
Y'all gotta get that. The intro
Felicia
is.
said, yes, I like.
The intro is crazy.
Well, if you like that, then you gonna like this.
This is Cooley High, right? Nothing in this world.
Nothing.
Nothing in this world. You haven't heard that yet. All right. So
Pick a random spot.
I'm trying to.
Nothing in this world.
Oh, yes.
What's going on? The audio.
That's because the computer is on blast. All right, my bad.
Hold on.
Hold on. I got you. Do I got you? What's going on with the audio? Oh, yo, my computer is spazzing. This is not a good time for that. Wait, this is controlled by the computer. That's why. I gotta take the big one.
Whatever I go through is so worth it. Cause joy without pain is life with no purpose. I wanna see the depths of His grace, not the surface. So tribulation and my trials lead me to worship. The Lord knows better than me, that's for certain. I know that soon enough He will heal all this hurting. Until I'm gone, He would never stop searching, never stop seeking His face. He's so perfect. This life's ugly, I can't wait to leave, but I know what I go through is greater than me. I thank God for His grace that is dead when I fall.
Oh, hey.
The album to hear the
Separate
rest. Y'all
from his
gotta
love. Nothing
count
at
the
all.
album
Y'all gotta get that to
to
hear
hear
that.
the rest.
Don't rely
Alright.
on my system right now
Cool,
because
cool,
this
cool,
is
cool,
jacking
Teresa.
it up.
Man, nothing in this world. And
Yep.
from that,
Yep.
we got a little bit of miracle. You and
Yep.
I are miracles.
Yes.
But look around,
Look around, look around.
look around,
You and I.
look around. One more time. Look around.
Where's the best?
You and I are miracles. Verse 2.
My hands up, I got stuck, they might shoot me. I carry handcuffs, I'm a white cop, they might shoot me. All lives matter, but all lives scatter. One who climbs the ladder, then the other lives shatter. Oh man. This ain't G on my soapbox. I feel the tension, I'm just trying to hand some hope out. I can't ignore the war reports, the score in the courts have torn. We mourn, we taunt, resort to porn for sport. And the list goes on, but it's hard to hide the fact we all know something's wrong. Where's God at in all of this? Huh? Is he chilling on the precipice? Huh? Is he a social activist? Huh? Or more of a heart specialist? People are praying for a miracle. We perform one every day, but we don't see it. The perspective.
Maybe you just don't believe in miracles.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
I got you.
But look
I was gonna
around.
look for y'all. All right.
Too
much.
Too much.
No, it's not.
They ain't gonna buy it if they
Hey,
hear it
on
now.
iTunes you get like a minute and a half.
After that,
Alright.
we got a little bit of
We got a little bit of my mouth
Real
not
lemonade.
working. Nah, that stays strong.
No, it ain't.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's right.
It is.
I'm gonna just shut up.
For you, the enemy's praying on you, but hear what I'm saying, and you just know that I'm praying for
I know
you.
it's hard having faith when all your strength's gone. Got you feeling so alone like all your friends gone. Life plays on, it's all the same song. But I'm praying that you stay strong. It's hard having faith when all your strength's gone. Got you feeling so alone like all your friends gone. Life plays on, it's all the same song. But I'm praying that you stay strong.
Everybody telling you to keep your faith up. What you're going through might kill you, but your faith's a savior. Haters saying that's a lie, telling you it's made up. You gotta keep believing in Jesus until you raise up. Never let emotions take you down either, but follow your heart neither. The heart is a deceiver.
Hey.
Get that word and leaning into Jesus.
Teresa, one of the inspirations behind that
Yes,
song.
she was.
Oh, yo.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, what we got?
We got a little bit of.
I'm praying. You're the only one who saved me, the only one who changed me. My soul thirsts for you.
Yo, seriously, y'all gotta listen to this.
Love, Lord, I need to feel your touch. My soul thirsts for you. You're the only one who saved me, the only one who changed me. My soul thirsts for you. How can I ignore your love, Lord? I need to feel your touch. My
Just
soul
like 10
thirsts
seconds
for
more.
you. Please hear me.
Please hear me.
My eyes are teary.
Eyes are teary.
My soul is weary.
Soul is with me.
Can you draw near to me?
That's that real lemonade, no sugar added.
That's
Yeah.
real lemonade. Real lemonade. No sugar added. All right, then we got this little comp right here. Little feature.
I pray so much, my knees are hurting so bad. But it's okay, cause Jesus Christ endured more than that. I pray so much, my knees are hurting so bad.
That's G.
Oh, it's you.
Because Jesus Christ endured more than
It's all
that.
good. Let's hear it.
Not a day goes by when the struggle ain't real. So I pray, oh God, 'cause I got my own issues like I just
It'll be on the next one, Josh.
Maranatha, come and crack these skies. The spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. You gotta be willing to keep killing the flesh this week. Oh, Jesus conquered sin. I tripped over it. He picked on sin, I just drove him in. It's God's grace that helps me to grow. So I won't
What's up, bro?
bounce up. I Mario jump over it. Christ was snitched on and betrayed by Judas. His
Oh,
own
y'all gotta get that though. That's too deep. That's way too deep. Wayne got a verse on there too, so that is not a
the next
featuring
joint.
Jay Brooks and
next
G
joint.
Reason. This is Only God Knows.
Only
Only
God
God
knows.
knows.
Only God knows.
I don't know where it's at, but
You don't
only
know
God
this
knows.
song.
Only God knows where it's
And
at.
my faith up to my days up, and my body rocks, and he cracks the sky. My soul is calling, I'll raise up. Tried to make my own lane. I'ma stand up with my life room. But Christ saved me, then he changed me. So I feel like I owe my life to him. Amen. I'm keeping the peace like a Buddhist. Cause my flesh is to imitate Judas. Following the truest teacher who died for the student. So don't question why I'm doing what I'm doing, man. I can care less about the size of the crowd.
top.
Care even less who the name in top 5. No time for civilian affairs, cause the villain's prepared, better find protection. I got mine, I ain't worried about nada. Except the Lord judgment, it's words in my honor, it's words in my honor. Telling me to dumb it down and make hits. I'm looking at him like, Love the fam that I'm blessed with. My life quickly I give for him.
Woo-wee.
Yeah.
That is a banger. I listen to that like every day. Alright,
Yeah, I love
we
that
got
one.
3 more. Stay with us. This is
We got some bangers.
Mud in My Eyes.
Oh man.
And I don't know what part to play, y'all.
Just play.
I'm trying to play it, but it's being mad stubborn. Here we go.
There you go. There you go. Keep that up.
Just the intro.
Salute music.
How about we start with the intro? Hey. Yeah, man. He's a rapper.
Yeah, man.
A little mud in my eyes, now I'm able to see. Living blind
That's
from
not
a
all.
minute till my pop rescue me. I went from freezing cold to lukewarm to transform. Wave goodbye to the old me, cause that man is gone. I was touched by the truth so deep, now you can watch me transform. I was touched by the truth so deep, now you can watch me transform.
I got it.
Souls in the street, bop their heads to the beat. Souls in the street, bop their heads to the beat. So I turn it up a notch, the word is penetrating deep. So I turn it up a notch, the word is penetrating deep.
What?
Souls in the street, bop their heads to the beat. So I turn it up a notch, the word is penetrating deep. Some surrender and believe, open heart surgery. Others refuse to believe in a God they can't save. Salute to the believers who ain't never took a peek. Salute to the believers who ain't never took a peek. A little mud in my eyes, now I'm able to see. A little mud in my eyes,
Now what you talking about?
now I'm able to see.
I got it.
Somebody help me, I'm covered with clouds. I see the church people, but none of them tried. So one of them stopping, he comes to my side, splits in his hand and put mud in my eye. I'm seeing clear, my vision good. Telling everybody in the hood, testifying of his grace. He loved me so much, he was spitting in my face.
No, that's too much fire. That's too much.
I was feeling it.
We can't.
Sorry.
We can't.
What up,
do all
Frederick?
that. $10, y'all.
Alright.
We go here. We got G Reason.
No wonder why they call us hypocrites.
All we do is talk, but we ain't living it.
Hey.
How you gonna get dressed up to leave God's presence just to get messed up? Oh man.
When
Talk
the
to him,
lost
G.
people of the world who want God
Talk
look
to him,
for
G.
God and the people of God, but the people of God look like the
Talk
world.
to him, G.
The world stays lost.
Oh, that's what everybody doing.
Curve,
Oh, that's what everybody drinking.
curve,
Oh, that's how everybody dancing.
curve.
Oh, that's how everybody thinking. Curve. That's how they get around. Curve. That's how they get it in. Curve. If we do it like that, curve. Then what's the difference? Curve. Curve means I'm rejecting and deflecting.
No, we ain't doing that right now.
That's my part.
I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that
And
ride.
if that ain't enough,
If that ain't enough, we got the
you
final
gotta
track.
top it off.
Final track.
Final track on the mixtape from Cooley High. I don't know where we at. Let me see.
Bad at will, but had no direction to trying to get a meal. Living like a criminal, I could have been killed. If it wasn't for his grace, I'd be sleeping in the field. Now I'm reaping in the field. The enemy steady creeping on my heel, trying to do me like the boy Emmett Till. I'll be licking at my wounds to the day that I'm healed. Going home for a God, trying to stay in his will. Only got one life to live. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Only got one life to live. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Only got one life to live. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? That's it, bro.
Only got one life to live.
Not the whole thing.
Only gonna do with it. What you gonna do with it? Yeah.
You only get one life, you better make it count. That's the only way, there's no other route. Because when everything falls and life is upside down, just remember to stay where you were down and out. You were created with purpose, you were not a mistake. Just follow God's will, the humble ones will be great. You may not hear his voice or even feel him there, but he is loyal and cares. The Lord is always
Talk to him,
there.
Tim.
Only got one life
with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Only got one life to live. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do with it?
What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Hold up. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it? Go hard.
It's getting way too much.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's
Go
not.
hard.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Man, what y'all gonna do when y'all get this CD?
Go hard.
Go hard.
Loud.
What y'all say when y'all hear this CD? It goes hard.
It really does. It really does.
Nah, it really
Kids
does
are
though.
being so quiet.
Get your copies today. Limited amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's limited.
I mean, we still got some left, so hit us up.
Yep.
Let us know. Just $10.
Like the word says, don't just be hearers of the CD, be purchasers.
For real. For real.
Man, oh man.
Yeah.
So that's all we got.
That's it, y'all.
That's it. We done.
It was another good life talk we had with y'all. If you guys are still watching it, you can hit the share button.
Right.
Yep.
We would like this message to get out to as many people as we can. So if you share it, then your friends and your family and your followers on your timeline can be our friends and our family and our followers on our timeline.
That's right.
You feel me? Yeah.
Just keep
That's
extending
right.
the
So-
family.
Yeah.
That's what's
Anyway, yeah.
Yep.
So you guys,
Yep. Leave your comments. Connect with us. Those ones connect with us. If there's anything you guys would like for us to cover as a topic
Yes.
that's meaningful to you,
Yeah.
and like we say, we don't know everything, but we are more than willing to do the homework it takes to present to you everything we do know.
yep.
That's right.
So leave a comment. Stay in touch. Don't just pop up on Tuesdays.
what's up.
Like hit us up throughout the rest of the week.
Teresa
Yeah.
said we got all the kids hyped over.
I love
Keep
it.
us in your prayers as we need prayers as much as everybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
That's right.
And go out and find what God wants you to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm always extra. You should know that.
Wayne is extra. Salute, we got you. Send me, inbox us your address, and we can send it in the mail or whatever. We'll work out somehow to
Yeah.
get that.
Yep.
But yeah, let us know. Curve is also on iTunes.
Ooh, curve.
And make sure you check out No Receipt. It's our very first music video officially. No Receipt.
That's floating around.
That's floating around. Also, I'm not a Christian.
I'm
That
not a
is
Christian.
flames.
That's
like
That's
Floating
another
around.
music
you're
video.
gonna need a
that's floating
fire
around.
extinguisher when you listen to that thing.
And
Yeah.
everything
That's
Nado's been up to, that's floating around. Check
I got
him
you,
out.
Josh.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you guys for being a
All right.
blessing.
Yeah, you guys. Hey, you guys have been great. Keep on commenting in the comment section. We'll go back
Right.
and forth with you.
And join us next Tuesday, 7 p.m. ish.
Yes. Yep.
Thanks for
7:05.
watching.
We love y'all.
We love
much
y'all.
Love.
Yeah.
And,
Y'all
and
make
we'll,
this fun.
We'll be praying for y'all. Hopefully, y'all pray for us
Yes,
too.
good night. God bless.
Yes, keep
God
us
bless
in
y'all.
prayer.
Yep.
And hey, God
Yeah.
bless. Finish. He's don't finish.
Yeah.
You
So,
know
y'all,
what?
let me
Let's
tell you.
finish.
Hold on.
Fuck you
Somebody
right
might
here.
have something to say. We'll
Yeah,
leave it open for
We
one
gotta
more
wait like
minute.
20
She said
seconds.
7 p.m. sharp.
7 p.m. sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah, sharp as a butter knife.
I know, we tried.
I thought he couldn't finish. I was about to punch him in his face.
Oh.
Love it. God bless you too,
Yeah,
guys.
God bless you. Dang.
Yeah, so
All
we
right,
wants a
y'all.
CD. I don't
We
know
out.
if he's from not here.
Okay.
That's what's up.